We're going through a current line of plastic.
And it's all submerged as well, so you don't even see it on the surface.
Oh my goodness. One of the problems with all the rubbish and debris in the waters is we often have to stop and remove stuff from the rudder. We hear shudder, 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 something's around the rudder. That rhymes. So Rob, then he puts on his goggles, looks over the edge of the sugar scoop and tries to pull off whatever's in there without having to get in the water.
So we were just cruising along, you know, at 1800 revs, and then the motor went doo. So I put it straight to neutral, and then looked back and we went through the sea of plastic, so I need to check the propeller's free. My real concern, as we've talked about before, is plastic getting sucked into the sail drive.
I don't know if the camera will pick it up,
I'm going to move on actually, I don't want to get in there.
but I could actually see it round the prop.
Yeah.
Going in, safety in numbers. The precautionary approach has a look.
I don't even know what I'm looking for. I can't see anything.
You're trying to look at the,
I can't see anything on it.
No, other way.
on the prop.
Was it obvious? Because I can't see anything on it.
Yeah, I can't see anything either.
Was it obvious?
It was.
I think it's gone. Well done, team.
The bag's gone, just fell off, so that's good.
That is good. Well, it's not great for the ocean, but it's good for us. We sailed a little way to get out of the really horrible litter, and in that time, the bag has gone, which is good news. So we're sailing on. Our route is taking us north from Jakarta to the tin mining island of Belitung. Our visas are about to expire, so we have to leave Indonesia. We're sailing to Belitung for the express purpose of checking out. The authorities there have a reputation for being one of the easiest and no-nonsense places to depart the country by boat. After weeks and weeks of no wind here in Indonesia, we've now discovered all the wind that we need and more. Far too much, in fact.
Indeed.
We'd like a little less today. On the third reef, and it's still building. What say you, Robert?
Well, I'm having to steer. Catamarans are not great for sailing into close hauled conditions when they're strong. They're just not designed for it. So we're as close hauled as we can be, but we're only about 50 degrees. We've got a nasty chop. It's built from sort of 20 knots, 18, 20, then 22, 24, 26, got up to 28 knots just before. And so we've just gone to the third reef as a result. We're bringing down the reefs first, second and now third. Woo. Bob can't handle it, so Rob's having to take over. Whoa, there you go.
What was that just
That was the pineapple just fell off.
on my head?
There's some pineapple head, crowded house. Yeah, so it's quiet and it's very settled in. It doesn't look like it's going to abate anytime soon, but I'm hoping by night time it will. Generally, even if there is wind during the day, it does tend to back off in the evening. So as long as it does, and then we can get back onto course. Because we wouldn't be able to motor into this either. If we drop the sails, there's no way we'd be able to motor into this. We'd go nowhere.
I don't know if it does back off here. This is the windy area.
Oh, we'll wait and see. We haven't had this yet, so we'll wait
No,
and
but
see.
we have heard that this area is windy.
It's still building, eh? It's going to potentially go to 30 knots, I reckon. I've had 28 quite a few times the last 5 minutes. It's getting ridiculous. I might have to put a shirt on, Rach.
The storm has passed, Rob.
Yeah, big change. It was pretty unpleasant for about 2 or 3 hours. Mid-high 20s, and then it slowly backed off. Down to low 20s, and then 20 knots, 18 knots. We were able to release the Janara, took the reefs out again, shook them out again. We've got a little bit of slop now, but we're taking along okay. Unfortunately, we're not on course. I mean, we really want to be, we're still about 40 degrees off course, but that's okay. We're still heading a little bit in the direction we want to go. We've got about 95 miles to go now, and I'm hoping we can be in there before before dusk tomorrow. See how we go. But that's good news, it's got a lot more comfortable. Far out. It was quite unpleasant there for a while, wasn't it?
Certainly was. Another beautiful morning here in Indonesia. We are just in the channel going beside Belitung, our final destination in Indonesia. It has really been a whistle-stop tour. We wish we had more time to spend in Indonesia. There are so many treasures here. There's so much we didn't see.
So we're going between a rocky outcrop here on our starboard side, but up on our port bow is another big rock that's not on the chart at all. Can't see it anywhere. And there's a few other little rocks too that I'm kind of anxious about. What we go through there. Just going to have our eyes peeled. Might get the boys out on the bow actually as we go through here and get into the anchorage. I'm in the engine room. I'm going to change the impellers. I'll probably do it on both engines. The reason being, we tend to do a lot of kind of low revving of the engine, 1800, 2000 revs. The maximum revs on these engines, 3YM30s, is 3600. But we're doing, 12, 24 hours, 36 hours, non-stop sometimes. I try to swap the engines because you're using generally just one engine, but I do tend to rotate them. I noticed on this time I went up to 3000 revs. We've been running the starboard engine for most of the journey actually, from Jakarta to here to Belitung. And when I went to give it a burst, it started steaming out the exhaust at about 3000 revs. It wasn't even flat out. And the amount of water didn't look right. The amount coming out the exhaust did not look right. I didn't video it, of course. It's just, it's just a feeling, just a sense you get. You do, because I often do look at the exhaust water at different revs. So I'm going to change the impellers. So looking at this impeller, it's got plenty of there's the solar panel chargers just done there, call off. It's got plenty of flexibility, like it's still firm. It's not going warring really easy. It's like there's a lot of resistance there. Looks good. I can't see anything inside the guts to cause concern. But I'm going to change it anyway, and I'll keep this as a spare, and I'll just make a note that it's used. It's clearly used. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grease up the new impeller with some kind of lubricant, because it's going to be potentially dry. Well, if it is a dry start, that lubricant will just allow the impeller to move freely, and then we'll throw it on in. So lid back on, screw it up, tighten it up. I have found one other thing actually that needs attention, the fan belt. Should only have a movement of about 10 to 15 mil max, 10 mil ideal, 15 max. Well, the movement when you push down on the fan belt, it's probably 20, 25 mil without too much pressure. So I'm going to tighten that up.
Declan.
Last days in Indonesia.
Last days in Indonesia.
How do you feel?
How do I feel? I tried to go for a kite this morning because we got a bit of a rain squall. I've been absolutely killing for a kite set, and there's been no wind since we got, no wind in a spot for kite since we got into Indo. But now there is, but I don't think it's going to be here for long. I saw it was up 20 to 21 knots, so I was straight out. I think it was like the fastest I've ever put out a kite. It's got to be up there with one of the fastest. And then once the kite was out, it dropped back to 13. I still went out, but I wasn't able to stay upwind or even out of the water for long. But yeah, leaving Indonesia, it's been good. I guess we didn't really stay long enough to get attached like we did with Australia. It was a lot harder leaving Australia, but we haven't actually left yet. We're leaving tomorrow. So. Labuan Bajo was nice. Labuan Bajo was very nice. Ande was nice. It was very green there. That was like the first properly tropical place that we stopped at. And Bali was good.
Jumping in with the whale sharks every time you see them?
Yeah, that was really cool. Baidiba was really cool. Actually, another time in Labuan Bajo, Chanel and I had hired a scooter and we were like driving around. We just wanted to go for a drive up into the hills. And we ended up going to a waterfall and these guys took us down to the waterfall. And then as we were coming back, it started just hosing down. And they invited us into their home. And they gave us tea and coffee and offered us food. We didn't take the food, and then we got going while it was still raining because we didn't know whether we'd get like swamped in or anything. But yeah, they were just really nice. And everyone's been really nice here. Yeah, it's been good.
So here's a fun fact for you. Even though we've never been closer to the equator, it's actually getting cooler. It's beautiful at night at the moment. It's really lovely in the mornings and it gets quite warm in the day. Yeah, far more manageable. Today we're heading into town. We've hired motorbikes. Love the motorbikes. We're going to see what there is to see in Belitung. Just on the outskirts of the town, there's a beautiful boat building yard. A crazy amount of wood everywhere. Beautiful boats that they put together. We asked how long does it take to build a boat, and the answer was 3. 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, 3 decades, we're not sure. Not decades, probably not years, thinking it's months.
Impressive boat building skills. Heavy duty, like the ribs are so thick. Man, they're not going to break in a hurry. To join the planks, they use the dowels. They dowel either side, and so the edges butt up to each other. I noticed that they don't drill the holes in the centre of the plank edges. They put it further into the inside of the hull. I'm not sure why that is. And then they sandwich the planks between this little foam. It's like just foam, rubber, and that acts as a waterproofing property. I don't see any glue being used. There's some electrical tools being used, but it's wooden dowels and a bit of foam, and they clamp it together. It's pretty cool. The workmanship's really top quality. Impressed.
Since we first saw this beverage in Indo, we've been having a little laugh at it. It's called Pokeri Sweat. I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, and since it's our last day, we better try it.
We actually don't need much food. We've still got heaps and heaps of...
We need lots of food.
Do we? No, we don't. What the boys want, they don't need, but they want, is all the rubbish.
What you people may not understand is that we're going on a long passage and they suck.
And we are growing boys.
Oh, I must say.
They only have small bags of foxes.
Look at this. Well, we have, lacking chocolate, we have discovered foxes fruits, and they are yum.
So these are the canned ones. I've never tried. Well, yeah.
It just means there's more.
I don't know, but no, there's the bagged ones. There's none of the big bags, and so I thought you'd probably get more in this can than in one of the bags. So, and they're $2 each.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's
it's
a
a
steal.
sugary treat. So boys, it's 300.
Don't worry, we'll get through it.
It's 350 miles.
Yes. So I need
sailing.
So I need 350 bites worth of things.
Exactly.
I think you've outdone yourself.
Nah, I think we can just... I need to get some chips now.
This is where the real food is at.
So much.
It is actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the
supermarket
good,
had no food.
nutritious food. The supermarket only had snacks. This is the real stuff, the real McCoy.
Wow, they're still alive.
Now you're wishing you hadn't spent all your pennies in the shop, didn't you?
No.
This is a very nice town. The roads are incredible, really good roads here. And I think it's because they have tin mines here, they grow peppercorns here, they do silicon mining,
They grow fruit.
and it's reflecting, it's a lovely town. Really nice. I've enjoyed it,
Yeah, it's really nice.
but it's time to leave.
Okay, so just out of immigration, that was too easy. That was too easy. And I'm thinking, have I missed something? Is there something else I need to do?